It comes to your creative work as well, like just to call you a rapper would be a disrespect from my side. You're a cameraman, your visuals, editing, your whole moving production.
Exactly. It's like a renaissance man. You just pick up different things and you work at it, and then somehow you become good.
So you were in Angola, then to the US, Angola again, and now you're here in Poland.
Yes, sir.
How is the transition in Poland right now?
I love Poland. I love Poland, but when somebody can take something that you were going through and you wrote it and you're like, this is how I'm feeling this moment.
I got pressure on me, trying to find release. The walls closing in, and I can't seem to breathe. Please give me space, but don't you leave me lonely.
Let me express myself, and then they relate that to themselves, and they're like, yo, this song here that you made actually did this for me.
You know that working legally in Poland as a student just got major reality check. Starting July 1st, 2026, the rule for the international students are much strict. While full-time students at approved public or private universities can usually work without any permit, part-time students, they cannot work anymore. Even if you are full-time, you must regularly check that your private university stays on the government approved list, or you could instantly lose your rights to work. The silver lining is the moment you graduate from any Polish university, even as a part-time student, the entire labor market opens up to you to work without no permit. We are proud to partner with an award-winning BL consultancy because immigration law is far too serious to trust the AI agent. We choose to bring you accurate, verified information directly from a trusted firm. We put their information down on the description, and you can also find their phone number on the screen, and you can call them directly for any type of consultancy. All right, guys, welcome back to Behind the Logo, powered by Ego. I'm your host, Nate, and as always, we have a guest here, Polo. How you doing,
good,
man?
What's good? I'm good. How are you, man?
What's good?
Yeah, I'm good. It's too hot in Warsaw.
Too hot in Warsaw. And if there is any noise in the background, it's probably the fan. So, yeah.
Shout out to the fan.
Shout out to the fan, man.
It's the only thing keeping us alive right now.
Exactly. So, I want to start with your name.
Yeah.
Long live Apollo. How did that came?
Long live Apollo is it's one of my more recent names. So for us to get there, I kind of have to give a backstory.
Okay.
So I've had like different names throughout my rap career. So I started as like Young Prodigy, which was crazy because I didn't know how to do anything, but I just called it Young Prodigy, and then eventually I started learning how to do all these different things with like music production, video direction, photography, and then people are like, okay, that makes sense why you gave yourself that name. And then Infamous LS.
So your first name was Young Prodigy.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then Conscious, because I was making a lot of conscious music. And then Infamous LS, because it was a turbulent time. And then Long Live Apollo, finally. One, it felt like a rebirth. Like I had learned things about myself, and I was like, okay, I need a change. And then second, I've always been like, I love history. And one of my favorite topics is like Greek history, Greek mythology, and like Roman mythology and things like that. So I really related to the name Apollo a lot because he's the god of music, the god of healing, the god of light, and within those times. So I was like, okay. And then it was a phase where I couldn't grow a beard, and he couldn't grow a beard. I'm like, okay, that's me definitely. So it's like Long Live Apollo because one, I love Greek mythology, and then when you add the long live, it makes it so easy for you to be found on social media, on internet, and all of these things. So it was like strategic. As soon as they search that up, I'm the only one that's gonna show up. So they gotta find me. So
wow.
Yeah.
Now that's really a strategic name. But also you have names for every part of your career. You know, that actually represents your journey throughout the career.
Yeah, it's insane.
For every scenario, you're giving yourself a name.
I never actually thought about that because for some reason I like the idea of reinventing yourself. And then looking at the artists that influenced me, they would always reinvent themselves somehow. And then for me, it was like I would just come up with a different name, whatever I'm feeling at a specific point in time. And then somehow Long Live Apollo has stuck this long because it's easy to find. And then like I feel like Apollo really just when people hear like, oh, my name's Apollo, they're like, oh shit, it makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
cool. So now we run with it. So it's like, it's my
Yeah.
favorite one right now.
When I first met you, when I asked you your name, you said Apollo.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, okay, that's a name. That's a nice
It's the
name.
same reaction every time.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, yo, my parents should have been more creative and actually named me that from birth, because it makes a lot of sense, to be honest, to the person that I became today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, when it comes to your creative work as well, like just to call you a rapper would be a disrespect from my side, because I've seen your biography, and you're a cameraman. You do visuals, editing.
Yeah.
Oh, you can basically make a whole video of music shoots, and also you can make your own music and your whole moving production.
Exactly.
Basically,
It's like a renaissance man. You just dive into different, whatever you want to dive into, you dive into it. So like Renaissance Man is kind of like, I like that concept of like, you just pick up different things and you work at it, and then somehow you become good, because it's all by accident, to be honest.
Yeah. So what did start it for you? Like, what was the spark where you were like, oh, I want to get into the creative type of things, you know?
I would honestly say Angola, because I was born in Angola, and if people know about the country that is Angola, you would know that like we love dancing, we love music, we love everything that has to do with culture. It's like a lively thing. So since a kid, I was always dancing at family events. So like that's kind of given the background.
Yeah.
And then as I got older, I was just always trying different things. Like I was a very curious kid. There was a point in time where I wanted to be a professional wrestler, and I was wrestling my cousin. And then there was a point in time where I wanted to be a DJ. I wanted to be a dancer for Chris Brown. It was crazy. It was insane.
You wanted to be a dancer for Chris Brown?
Yeah, bro. It was just like, yeah, I got this. I can pop and lock, and I'm gonna reach that stage. And then eventually, somehow, on my birthday, I was like, you know what, Dad, I really want to make music. Let's go buy a studio. And like growing up in the United States, there's this store called Guitar Center where you could get like all these different type of equipments, and he was just like, all right, that's what you want for your birthday, let's go. And then he just bought the materials, and I locked myself in the basement, and I was like, I'm gonna learn how to make music.
Wow.
And then
so at what point of your life have you moved from Angola to the US?
when I was 9. So when I was 9, I moved to the United States, and then when I was about to turn 16, I moved back to Angola.
Okay, so I could say the US have a big influence on you becoming a rapper?
Definitely. I feel like if I just stayed in Angola, I wouldn't be the person that I am today.
Okay.
Like a lot of the American culture, the American upbringing is what shaped the person that I am at this point in time. And then also going back to Angola really shaped who I am at this point in time as well. So it's like a fusion of both, because I think when you're growing into a teenager and all of these things, you start to discover all of these things. And then once you transition into a man, you also, you know how iron sharpens iron? So like you start to sharpen the things that you learn within your teenage years, and then it becomes like who you are as a person. So like all of these places really just shaped who I became to this day.
So how did the change hit you when it comes to like Angola and the US is different cultures when we compare it, right?
Yeah.
So how did the culture difference hit you when you get to the US?
Honestly, it was it was a reality shock, because growing up in Angola, bro, I wasn't aware of all of these things that exist in the world. My community was just my community. Like I was playing football with my friends when I got the news that I'm moving to the United States, and people were like, "Yo, you gonna speak English?" I'm just like, I don't even know what that is, bro. But cool, because I was like a 7-year-old kid when they're telling me this. I'm like, cool, but my cousin is here, so I'm hanging out with him. I don't really care. And then when I arrived to the United States, I'm like, they put us in a hotel. I'm like, oh, okay, this is bougie. This is bougie. And then they give us pizza, and I'm like, ooh, okay, what are we doing here? And then my dad brings chocolates, and I'm like, oh shit. Sorry, are we allowed to let me censor myself?
No worries.
Yeah, so I'm like, oh, okay, this is different. But as a kid, like, it frustrated me initially because I didn't speak English. So I spoke Portuguese, and then they just threw me in school. And I'm like, okay, cool. And
so
then,
at the point where you moved to the US, you didn't speak English?
Nah. I only spoke Portuguese, bro.
Wow.
And then they just threw me like, hey, go swim. And then I had a teacher that only spoke Spanish. So she's trying to speak to me in Spanish, and I'm like, I don't know what you're saying, ladies. So it was like it was just like they just threw you in there. And then eventually after 6 months is when Because everything was different, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I remember going through the cafeteria in the lunchroom, and they're like, okay, what do you want to eat? I'm like, I don't know none of these things that you're presenting to me. Because, like, growing up in Angola, mom prepares your lunch and then go to school and you're good. And they're like, no, here's your school card. You can buy whatever you want. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So it was like, it was a shock. Even, like, the colors, I immediately, like, I remember when I was like in the 3rd grade, they're like, hey, do you want to join the school band? I'm like, school band? What are we doing? I'm like, let me play the saxophone. Because I just remember my dad playing this Angolan artist, Nanutu. He played the saxophone. I was like, that's...
your father played the saxophone?
No, there was an
the
Angolan
artist. Okay.
Nanutu. He played the saxophone. And I was like, oh, okay, this is what my dad likes. So let me go ahead and learn how to play this. So it was like, it was all of these things that in Angola, it wasn't available to me. It might have been available to other people, but to me, it wasn't available. And once it started being presented, I'm just like, oh, okay, this is weird. But as a kid, I never really analyzed it. I was just like, this is a new space, and we're doing what we're doing. It took me going back to Angola as a teenager to be like, oh shit, there's a difference within reality here. So like as a kid, it was just like, all right, first 3 months, I was quite upset. I don't understand what these kids are saying to me. I don't understand this food. It's very cold, bro. Why am I going through this, you know? And then once I started picking up the language, I'm like, all right, cool. Like within a year, I was speaking fluently. And then people started being like, hey, where are you from? And I'm like, I'm from Angola. They're like, oh, you're not American? I'm like, no. I'm Angolan. They're like, but you sound American. I'm like, yeah, because I've been here for a minute. So the shock wasn't that great until I went back to Angola.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I can imagine, like, especially not knowing English. Yeah. And only Portuguese you're speaking and going as a kid there. The shock has got to be really hard. Like, it got to hit you.
I was confused.
Probably you didn't even know where you guys are going. Like, what?
Nah, bro.
Until you get there.
I didn't know what America was, bro. I didn't know what America was. I didn't know a lot of things because I was a child, bro. So, like, if you're a kid growing up in Angola or in most African countries, especially within... I mean, now this generation is different, but the generation that we had, there was no social media and things like that. So I didn't have that picture. As much as we'd watch movies, I'd never be like, oh, that's America. I'm just like, oh, I'm watching a movie. And I had a very vivid imagination. So if I'm watching a movie, I feel like I'm living inside of that. If I'm reading a book, I feel like I'm a part of that. So I was never like, oh, this is a different world. I'm just like, I remember, like, I was like, when I finally get this flip phone, I'm going to turn into a Power Ranger. And I was 7, and it doesn't make sense. I'm like, yo, my mom got a pink phone. Let me go ahead and dial the number, and I'm going to become a Power Ranger. So, like, these things never really seemed like it was another world until I started really becoming more aware of the things that are going on around me. Yeah. So it was just like, okay, it is what it is, and I'm here now.
So how was it like blending with the kids now? Because you took like a year and something like to understand like English fluently. Yeah. Then like going to the school, is it like the movies where kids getting bullied or something?
Oh, bro. Or it was hectic.
How it happened?
It was hectic, but I would say more middle school. More towards middle school than elementary school, because elementary school everybody's friends, everybody's chopping it up, and then middle school when you're going through all of these things, puberty, face breaking out, that's when it becomes a bit more harsh because kids can be very mean. But I've always been the type of person where I didn't really care what anybody thought since a kid, and I don't know why. It might have been like because my dad is a super confident guy, and then he just passed that on his kids, so I'd never really cared. I'm like, oh, this is how you feel about me, cool. I don't care. I'm happy with how I am. But with other kids, it was like much harsher because, you know, not everybody's just confident from the jump. You know, so you see these things. You see cliques, people making cliques to make fun of people. You see people getting jumped. You see fights breaking out in school. I remember there was this popular center called Kingstown where I grew up, and on Fridays, bro, it will be a bunch of teenagers running down the street chasing each other down to fight. And I was like 12, and I was seeing that shit. I was like, oh, that's insane, bro. Like, what are y'all doing? And it's just like, it's really different from how we grow up back home. Like, it's so different. But like back home, there's also these things that are present. So it's like, I think what differs is like the lifestyle in the United States, you know, so it's much more harsh. You won't really see somebody getting shoved in a locker, but you will see somebody making jokes and all of these things. But then again, we're kids and we're not aware of the things that we're saying, and then we just say it because like, let me be cool for all these other people. So it was like, it was insane, to be honest.
So the evolvement when it comes to getting to your creative world,
Mm-hmm.
where now you know English.
Yeah.
Now you're fluent. You're almost American.
Very American.
Very Americanized right now. So, what artists were you looking up to, or what artists were you listening to, like just to get by, and who inspired you?
I would say I listened to a lot of J. Cole.
Okay.
I listened to a lot of because I had phases. So initially, when I first arrived there, all we had was the radio. Not like that we didn't have access to the music, but
Yeah.
I'm a kid. I don't have money to buy records and things like that. So I would listen to the radio, and the radio played a lot of rock music. So I was listening to like Coldplay. I was listening to Kings of Leon. So it's like it wouldn't make sense for quote unquote a black kid to be listening to these things. And I discovered hip hop later on. So when I first listened to hip hop, the first song that I remember that stood out to me was Kanye West's Love Lockdown.
I love it.
Yeah, and I was like boom, 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 boom. And I'm like, yo, this is insane. So that's the first artist that I started gravitating towards. And then obviously Lil Wayne was my favorite growing up, because then I became a skater kid, so I'm dressing up like Lil Wayne. I'm listening to all of his mixtapes. I'm sagging my pants. I'm wearing Vans. All of these things. The only thing I couldn't do was grow my hair out, because it's a strict house.
Yeah,
so,
African parents.
It was insane. And then I had phase, and then as I started getting older, then I started discovering more things. Like J. Cole, I was really early on to like the warm up and all of these things. When you had to download music illegally and all of these things, it was a time.
I mean, it was a time. Everybody did it.
Yeah, because we had
done
like
it.
the iPods, and then we had to transfer the music to the iPod. So J. Cole, Waka Flocka was really popular in Virginia. Wale as well, Mac Miller. So it's just like it was a mix of all of these artists, and then I just started picking all of these different things. And then once I got into being a teenager, I discovered Jay-Z. I was like, yo, he's insane, because just not even from a rap standpoint, I'm like, this dude is a mogul.
Which songs stand out to you?
I really love the Black Album, to be honest.
Okay,
I can
the Black
listen
Album,
to the
yeah.
Black Album from top to bottom and not pick a favorite. And I'm like, yo, this dude is insane, because he's talking things where I'm like, yo, I can actually apply this to my life. And then Kanye West, my Dark Twisted Beautiful Fantasy, that album really like transformed me a lot, because that's the first time I hear an artist design an album as if it were a movie. You have the intro, you have the build up, you have the climax, and then he's bringing you down. I'm like, yo, these dudes are insane. So like these are the people that started to shape me. So like Kanye West, Jay-Z, J. Cole, Drake as well, Kendrick. So like I was watching all of these things actually like blossom as they were blossoming before everything took place. So like those are the main ones.
Wow. Because I know for sure that in the US, like the hip hop culture is so big, so tough, like to not look at it. And most of like if you listen to other artists who inspired them, or what kind of, even if they are doing like R&B music and stuff like that, but there's always the hip hop style which inspired them that to do what they're doing right now. So what was your first recording like? Do you remember the first recording that you did?
I do.
What was it?
I recorded over Nas's "You Can Hate Me Now." I downloaded the beat from LimeWire. And I had All the City, which was this very low budget recording program. I didn't know what I was doing, so the audio was coming from the speakers and then being recorded into my computer. When you have the audio interface, you can record directly into the laptop, but I didn't know that. I just downloaded Nas's "You Can Hate Me Now." I was like, yeah, I'm a rapper now. Let me rap this. And it was... I regret it, because the bars were whack. The bars were whack. It was like the lyrical...
I mean, it was your first time, though.
It was my first time. It was actually me and my cousin, Jay Macadocious. He still makes music, and he's still based in the United States. So the two of us, we just recorded over that track, and then we got the family's home camera, and then we recorded a music video the same day, and then we posted it on Facebook, and we're like, yeah, we're the greatest thing that is ever going to happen here. And that's just how we ran with it. And then, like, the next day, he had some money on him, and we literally go to the mall, and we're like, now we have to make clothes for the things that we're doing. So we made one single hat and started promoting it as like, yeah, you see this brand here, you see this movement that we have here, we're the greatest thing. It was just like, that still reflects to who I am today. And like reflecting on it now, that's kind of how I've always been when it comes to art. I've always wanted to try and dabble in everything and just like figure out things as they go. I've never been like, let me sit back and somebody does it for me.
I mean, how old were you guys when you were doing that?
I think I was either 13 or 14 and he was like 12.
Wow.
So like we had
you
like a 2
really
year difference.
young.
Yeah. Like young as hell, and it was just like, this is what we're gonna do now, and we still do it to this day. It's crazy.
I mean, I love it because when you have a dream so young like that, when you're like 12, 13, and you're still doing it, you're still pursuing it, you're still trying to get through it, when it is like when you're older now, you know most of the things that you never knew before, and you're still pursuing it, you're still going through it. I love seeing people like that. I really love seeing people like that, because I feel like I'm a guy who didn't have a dream when he was young. Like I was just existing, like obeying the parents and doing what I was told to do and stuff like that. And my brother is totally a different person, where he pursued music as well. Now he's a big artist right now. Like he's just doing his thing in Ethiopia.
That's fine.
So I also admire him while I'm seeing it, and that's what I was admiring about you as well. And you're still pushing it through.
Thank you so much.
That's really nice. So how do you you become you rapped there, and you guys made a recording and stuff like that, and you went to other creative jobs where it is recording videos and also when it is making edits, and how do you get there as well?
That's what I'm actually realizing right now. Having this, it's always been there for some reason, because like I was like, okay, I gotta make music, but I need covers. So I need to figure out how to do photos. And we had like this low budget iPod, and we did a photo shoot as well with the same hat. The same day we bought the hat, we put on outfits, and we're like, you know what? Let's do a photo shoot. And then we flood Facebook as well. So for some reason it's always been present, but I wouldn't say I would say like till 2015. I would say 2015. Around 2015, I was like, okay, I'm learning how to record music. I'm learning how to be a sound engineer and all of these things. I need to have like clean photos, because it was the Tumblr era where I don't know if you were like influenced by that era, but like Tumblr photos were popping at that time. Like they had these crazy aesthetics where teenagers were doing photo shoots. I think Jaden Smith, Kylie Jenner, Justin Bieber, and all of these people were like very influential within that point. ASAP Mob, ASAP Rocky. They were like doing these photos, and I was like, yo, I would love to have photos like this. I need this. So one day I was just like, yo, Dad, can I have a camera whenever you get the chance to buy one? And then he brought one. Like it was a Nikon D3250. So like I picked it up, and I did not know what I was doing. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was just shooting on automatic and like doing what I had to do. And for some time it was just something to do. And then I started falling in love with it. Like I remember one time my friend and we went to this neighborhood that was like underdeveloped, and it had heavily rained, and like things were like destroyed to a point. And then there was this grandfather, and he was like trying to dry the books for his grandkids after the rain had flooded. And we captured that moment, and I was like, there's actually a beauty.
He put the books on the floor, like just dry them.
I might have the photo here if I'm being real.
Oh, for real?
It might be archived, because Rebirth and everything, you tend to archive.
Nah, I want to see that.
Hold on, let me see if I can actually.
It was taken 2015.
2015 or somewhere around that time. 2015, 2016.
Okay.
Let me see if I can. Yo, I have too many. I archive too many things. Damn. Yo, this is insane. But yeah. When I saw like there was beauty behind those things, I was like, yo, there's no here. Like, I was like, yo. So he was like, and he told us the story. He was like,
so this is in Angola.
Yeah, this is in Angola.
Wow.
Yeah, and then we captured some kids like going by the sunset and all of these things. And
we're gonna put it on the video. Yeah.
I'll send it to you guys.
Send us these photos.
Yeah. So like
pictures.
After this moment, I was like, yo, there's beauty behind this. It's not just you simply grabbing a camera and photographing. So I started to develop this style of like, okay, there's more to it. And I started to fall in love with like video making, with photography, because I wanted to document things. I wanted to tell stories. I wanted to have all these different concepts. So it no longer became a thing of like, I'm trying to follow a trend. I'm like, there's a narrative behind everything. So that's how I really started to get heavily involved within like the visual scenes, because around 2016, 2017, we started creating collectives within the community that we lived in. So in high school, I had like a group of kids that we were photographers, and we had models modeling for my friend's dad's boutique. And like we rented out a flat, and we're doing these photo shoots, and we're doing like concepts for a whole boutique, photographing the material and creating like a marketing agency. And we're like 16, 17 and actually making money off of this. And I was like, oh damn. So like for some reason it's just always been that, like it's always been present, but it took like such an impactful moment for me to be like, oh damn, there's more to this thing, where I'm just not trying to be like somebody that's just doing this for the aesthetics. And it carries on to this day. Like if I'm doing like a video shoot, if I'm doing a photo shoot, I don't just like to pick up the camera and shoot. Like I do video directing, and whenever I'm working with an artist, I'm like, I don't want you to focus on the camera. I want you to be actually present in the moment and tell a narrative with the song that you are either rapping or singing to, because anybody can just get in front of the camera and be like, but like when you actually tell a story, or when there's a message behind the things that you're doing, I think it's easier for people to connect to that. Yeah. So like that's kind of how
the authenticity.
Yeah, the authenticity.
It will literally show in front of the camera. Yeah. Now, so now I'm thinking of it, because you're 17 and you guys are making like money out of it. Yeah. And doing this photo shoots and all of this crazy creative ideas. Yeah. So when I'm thinking of it, is in Africa, it's so limited resources, and it's so limited, even the mindset. You cannot come up with that kind of ideas where you're trying to make something out of such a little camera, like you saw.
It was a little it was a little that camera literally held me down for 10 years.
10 years
literally. No, not 10 years is a lot. 2015, like 6 or 7 years. Oh, that sounds crazy.
6 or 7 years. That's a long time.
No, the 6, 7.
Yeah, that's 6, 7.
I'm feeling mature as hell, because I can't say that phrase anymore without thinking about the TikTok. I'm just like, yo, nah. But I think for like 7 years, it held me down, and it's insane to think about it. But like, I never even looked at it, because I reflect on it, and I wish I was a bit more mature. And I wish the people that I had around me were a bit more mature. Yeah. In the sense of, we had the possibility of doing more, because we were talented kids with certain opportunities and blessings. Like my friend's dad had brought him equipment from China, and then we were able to set up a studio. And then I had a studio within my room. Within the music side, I was more serious because that was my thing. But then you're a teenager and you have money. So I'm like, yo, what we finna do? Yeah. So you make money, and then you're going to restaurants and doing all of these things. We didn't have that thing of like, oh,
the tunnel vision.
Yeah, like let's invest here, let's do this here. But we had the drive, because it started to influence other people, and then other people started doing the same thing, and that's when I started saying, okay. And then you look, oh, that's like within the song Back Again. You were live at the last show. Like there's a part where like, I done seen that. I done opened many doors. I'm trying not to cuss as much, cause So like that kind of reflects
about that show. By the way, you guys, it was an amazing show. I've been there, and the place was amazing, and you guys.
Thank you so much.
Amazing.
Shout out to Chelsea.
Yeah, you guys can help.
Shout out to the whole band.
Yeah, shout out to the whole band. Yeah. The saxophone guy.
Ooh, Matt. Matt is crazy. He's insane. he came there and shut the whole like place down. Moving through the room.
Yeah.
It was one of my favorites, to be honest.
Yeah, it was an amazing show.
Yeah, so
you were saying
you start to see like little trickles of what you're doing. Yeah. And like I had people be like, yo, I'm doing this, because for me, even whilst doing this thing, I've never been the type of person where if I know this, I can't share it with somebody else because I believe that knowledge is meant to be given back.
Yeah.
So whenever I met somebody and they're like, hey, how did you get started in this? I would always be open and be like, yeah, you can do this, this, and this, and showing them all of the things that they can do. And they would later be back, yo, I actually do this because of you. And I was like, but then I would see other people where they're like, let me steal from him and not actually ask. Because, you know, sometimes people are that way where they won't really share knowledge. I remember when I wanted to get more into photography, I had asked, yo, how do you do here? And the person was just like, oh, no. This pop, like super, you know, when somebody doesn't want to share what they know,
you literally can see that they don't want to share.
And I was just like, okay, cool. And
I know that.
I was like, oh, that's kind of crazy. And then the person years later would come back and be like, yo, what software are you using? How did you reach this level? And it's like, I've never been that type. It's like, if I know something and somebody just asks me or they can benefit from it, because the thing with me is I connect a lot with artists and creators. So whenever I meet another creative, the conversation always flows super easy. Like I'm more myself with creatives than within like corporate setting. So like I love this to a core, to the point when I see a talented person and then they're not giving it their best, it frustrates me because I'm like, yo, because I see this as a gift and as a blessing. You know, the things that I'm able to do, I always say that this is not something that just comes from me. I don't believe that I one day woke up and said, this is what I'm going to do. I believe that God has always been involved, because there's things that I do, even when I write lyrics or things like that, I can't really remember myself being like, this is what I'm going to talk about. If I hear beat, the lyrics and all of these things start to flow. And then when I listen back and reflect, I'm like, oh, this punchline connects here. But I don't remember me intentionally being like, this is what I'm going to say. So that makes me be like, nah, this is not something that I just chose out of free will and said, I'm going to do this, because it doesn't really compute to me some of the things that I do, because it doesn't make sense. So I'm always like, and then when I see another gifted person, I'm like, yo, God gave you this blessing, bro. Don't just squander it, because it's like, it's a beautiful thing. Like art moves the world. Art keeps us going. Like the reason why what we're wearing, buildings, the computers and all of these things that we use is because somebody was creative enough to, you know. So I love being around creatives, and I'm always trying to just like, if I know something, here, take it.
Yeah, I know about like those gatekeepers you were talking about, like not sharing their ideas, or I mean, don't share your ideas, but like at least the thing that you know is nothing like to be afraid of, like to share. Nobody's gonna take
somebody's success is not really gonna limit yours, because we're all different.
Exactly.
You know,
like, I mean, it could also create a business for you. If you're really smart about it. You just share your
not even in like, it's just like knowledge is meant to be out there in the open, you know, because you never know, like, because let's break out of creativity, right? We live in Poland. We're black. We have a different type of hair. Obviously, if you came here around 2023, 2024, there was a lot more barbers. But if you came around, like, I did my research before coming to Poland, and I was like, yo, I'm going to Poland. I like to look good. Everybody does that. So I'm like, yo, there's no barbers here. So what am I going to do? You know? So, like, if there weren't YouTube tutorials, people teaching how to cut hair, a lot of people that are barbers at this point in time would not know how to cut hair, because there's a lot of black barbers now in Poland, and people are able to get their hair cut quick because this person here is a barber, that person here is a barber, and it's because somebody put that knowledge out there. So like, you know, we all benefit from just having information out there.
That's right. And people who gatekeeping all those information that you have, and don't gatekeep it. Knowledge is meant to be shared. And let's talk about diversities.
That's my love, bro.
That's you co-own or how do you say it?
One of the co-founders.
The co-founders, that's the word I'm trying to find. You co-founded Diversis. Tell us about Diversis.
Diversis is a collective that is built up of my friends and I. So it's people that grew up with me. So I have a cousin. We've known each other for all of our lives. And then he had friends, and those became my childhood friends. And weirdly enough, we were all interested in the same thing. We were all interested in either music, photography, and all of these things. And then we just started building towards this dream. One of our members, actually, just the one, he produced on Kanye West's latest album. He also produced on The Weeknd's album as well.
Really?
Yeah, so like, and these are things that
we gotta get him in here.
he's in Angola right now.
He's in Angola right now?
He's been to Poland, actually.
Really?
He's been to Poland.
Okay.
I don't know when he'll be back, but definitely when he's back.
Yeah, we gotta
on the
get him
show.
here.
And these were like dreams that we sat back, and he was like, "Yo, I'm gonna produce on Kanye West's album one day." And watching that happen, because we all were literally kids in Angola who had a dream, but the resources were limited. But somehow we found a way to make things happen. I learned how to produce from just the one, and then I learned how to mix and master with my cousin and I sitting in our bedroom for 2 months just figuring out all of these things. And then photography, we were all doing this together. So eventually we started branching out. I came to Poland. Just the one went to Turkey. Doizem Bendi, he's the one that produced Back Again.
Okay.
He stayed in Angola. That's actually one of my favorite tracks. So shout out to him still. Lex Weezy is in Portugal. So we're all spread out, but it was just like a group of kids in Angola.
No, you guys are all over the world.
Yeah, we got a member that's in Brazil, and he was the one doing the manufacturing of the clothes and things like that. But obviously with like the pandemic and then us moving abroad, we had to slow things down a bit. But it's a collective of kids.
But you still guys are operating, right?
We're not at the moment. At the moment, things are stopped just because life, adulthood, and all of these things.
Yeah.
So we've been in touch, and we're trying to figure out how to get it back going.
Okay.
But it was honestly like a group of kids that had a dream and had the drive to make things happen, and then somehow we were able to make things happen within the place that we found ourselves. And I don't think I would be the person that I am today without those guys. I don't think like the music that I make or even the sense of self and aware that I have, it wouldn't be here without them. So it's, aside from a collective, it's literally like family.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now this is brilliant because you guys having a collective people which have the same type of dreams and like creative people. I think that's the best way to pivot your own career.
Exactly.
Where the environment really matters. When it is really creative work, I think it slows you down when you're not in that environment. Really slows you down.
We were 100% more in tune when we were all together.
Yeah,
because it's different because the energy, when you're in a room with somebody that gives you that hype, like yo, what you're doing here, you're only gonna want to give the best of yourself because you're like, okay, he's here. Yeah. Like one thing that my cousin and I had, the one that started producing with me, we would share a bedroom, right? And then we had a studio in the bedroom. Yeah. I would be asleep, and he made 5 beats, and then I wake up and I'm like, oh, you made 5 beats? I'm gonna make 7. So it's
like a competition.
Yeah. So and then I go to sleep, he makes 8. I'm like, okay, boom. And then it didn't really turn into a competition. He go and make a song on the beat that I made. Okay. And I go and make a song on the beat that he made. And then I'll remove this, I'll remove that. And then to this day, he still produces. And he's one of my favorite producers. I obviously had to step back because I'm doing too many things that, you don't have the brain power to move all of those things at once. But it's like, that type of thing kind of motivated us and pushed us because, again, you had mentioned earlier, like back home, things are much more limited, especially in Angola. If you don't come from like a wealthy background, it's much more difficult for you to get these materials. So you either had to wait on a family member that's going to Portugal or some foreign country to bring back what you need. I remember I had a MacBook, like an old one, charger broke, and I had to turn in I had covered a wedding, and I had to turn in the wedding photos, but my charger broke, and I'm like, I don't know how I'm gonna solve this. All the funds from the wedding, I had to go to like the black market. We had like these. I don't know if you guys have this in Ethiopia, but like, it's like these.
No, we have those type of markets.
It's like where they sell like kind of unofficial things like that.
Yes, we have.
We had to go.
I think we have the biggest market even.
Dog, I'm telling you, if you go to Angola, bro. You got gold on you, we can sell you gold right now. Like they're stopping you before you walk in. Okay. But like all the funds had to be deposited towards buying the charger and then editing the photos and turning it on time. Yeah. So I'm amazed at the fact that like we were able to somehow not lose hope, because it would have been so easy for us to be like, there's so much limitation here. Why are we still pushing?
Yeah.
But somehow we still push. So that really amazes me. And I believe if like these guys were not present in my life, I don't know if I would have actually gotten as far as I've gotten this.
Yeah, I think we missed a point where you moved from the U.S. to Angola back to Angola.
Yeah.
What was the reason and how did that transition happen?
So the motive behind me moving to the United States is obviously due to my dad's job.
Yeah.
Can't speak too much about on that. But like, you know, the job that he had there had finished, so we moved back to Angola.
Okay.
And then moving back to Angola was just it was a shock, but then it goes again, having like the first person that I connected with was my cousin, which is Mendes. And though he's Mbendi, he's a producer. I call him Mendes all the time. And he's one of the reasons why I stay sane, because we were around the same age, and somehow being 7 years apart, we had the same passion and drive for music and arts. So like I moved back and I'm like, this dude is doing the same exact thing that I do.
Yeah.
So it was just naturally that. And then it was a cultural shock because to a certain extent I was so Americanized that my Angolan side had been pushed to the background. I couldn't adapt and move so fast.
Yeah, the culture already a little bit rinsed out.
Yeah, so like I couldn't adapt so much to Angolan society, and having somebody that, you know, has been in Angola their whole lives, but somehow, because bro, we have his older brother Gru Gru, he had CDs of all American rappers, like from A to Z. He had. And I was like, yo, how do you have all of this?
Yeah.
So we had the same interest, but we didn't grow up for like a long period of time.
Okay.
So like that was one of the things that actually kept me going, because I was like, this dude is in the same path as me, and we have the same connection, and we're actually blood related. So I'm like, nah, this is. I look at it like this is destined to be, because there's no way that God or the universe or whatever other people may believe in would just make these things happen randomly. You know, I don't believe in random occurrences.
Yeah. So you were in Angola, then to the US, Angola again, and now you're here in Poland.
Yes, sir.
How is the transition in Poland right now?
Oh, I love Poland. I love Poland just because the United States, I was a kid, right? So I didn't, as much as it had like it had an effect on who I became as a person, and then going back to Angola, I was still in the process of self-discovery, of figuring out all of these things. And then when I came to Poland, my feet were kind of already planted on the ground, so it gave me much more appreciation of the place that I'm in. Because I'm able to do everything that I want here to an extent. Like if I want to book a photo studio, I would just go on Instagram like, hey, I need this studio for this amount of hours, and I just do what I need to do. The artistic community here is growing. Like it's just, you meet a lot of talented and amazing people that are just open to collaborating, to exchange information, to just do whatever. So I love Poland, to be honest, for that fact. Weather,
I mean,
the weather.
We are in a complete heated moment right now.
The weather and cuisine. Yeah, we gotta revamp.
We gotta
revamp the food. Not Polish food in a sense, but like we gotta do better, even in some restaurants. Because I love food, bro. I'm a foodie, so like that's a big thing for me.
I know. We like spices.
Yeah.
So spicy food, and
it's a struggle.
It's a struggle to find here.
Yeah. So it's like, aside from that, they got everything down to the T, bro.
I agree. I mean, Poland is one of the best. I think one of the best countries in the world right now. Yeah,
it's
as safety wise,
starting your life.
Starting your life, recreating yourself,
reinventing yourself, learning. Because, bro, I don't think a lot of countries present the opportunities that Poland presents.
Yeah,
to be like in your early years, where a lot of people start their first jobs in Poland, so they're gaining their experience, and you don't have to just jump into paying taxes.
Exactly.
You are able, like a lot of people back home, because lack of access to certain things, they don't start living on their own until like late 20s, early 30s, you know? So it gives you the opportunity to discover yourself. How do I grocery shop? How do I budget? How do I cook for myself? How do I keep my house clean? So like if you're just starting your life, it's a really good place to be. I mean, now things are changing, obviously, but like if you got here early 2020s to mid 2020s, it was a time. It was a time.
Yeah, it's a time.
Yeah.
How long have you been here now?
5 years.
5 years. Oh, we almost the same time.
Yeah, how long?
5 years. Like I came here 2021 October.
Oh, I came here 2020 in March.
March. Okay.
Yeah,
a couple
we
of
were
months
still in
earlier.
lockdown.
Yeah, it was on the lockdown.
You was still in lockdown.
How was the lockdown one?
Bro, I just learned things. I learned how to cut my own hair. I learned how to cook. I learned how to just do adult things, you know. So like I loved it to just be a time of self-discovery, because I do believe that was one of the only times where everything would have completely slowed down, because the world is so fast-paced. If you got work, you got to get there, you got to hustle. But like during lockdown, some people were working, some people were not. You know, you just had to stay home, sit still, and really figure out who you are. And I love that because it allowed me to discover more of myself.
Yeah. How did the transition where you find those creative people who have the same energy like you do and still continue what you were doing back home? How did you do that?
See, Renaissance man. So I do everything. Okay. I know how to record and mix and master myself. I know how to produce. I know how to self-direct music videos, photo shoots. So when I got here, I was literally just a one-man army. And sometimes when people would meet me and look at my Instagram profile, they'd be like, oh, yo, who does all these things? I'm like, it's me, bro.
It's just me.
Because you would think it was like a whole team behind, because it
a photographer, a videographer.
Yeah, you need a whole team. But it was just like I would just set up a tripod, sit my laptop somewhere there, and then just I'm gonna try to record this and mix and master. And then it just presents. So like I love the fact of having a community, because having a community allows you to learn more about not only yourself but about other things. As an artist, you need to experience life in order to create the best art, in order to tell the best narratives. If you're just locked in your own box, you're gonna start to become repetitive. You're gonna become an echo chamber of like what you view and what you feel is your own truth, when there's so many other perspectives. So being in those communities actually gave me the opportunity to learn more and grow more and discover more of myself. So I like that part, to be honest.
Wow. I mean, it's not a new thing for you, like changing an environment where you're already used to it now, since you were exposed in your really young age. Where I believe that I think in Poland, when it comes to like creative world, it's a big pool of people which are really amazing that you can find. And once you get into that circle, everybody's connected. So
everybody knows everybody.
You'll unlock a whole bunch of people which are really amazing and will help you like in different type of circumstances when it comes to being artistic or being creative or doing your own thing.
Exactly.
So in that terms, I really congratulate like Poland, Warsaw. Really amazing.
Yeah, they got it, bro. They got it. Honestly, like they're so open. Like even when you see people show up to concerts, so they're not afraid to have fun and let loose. If they feel the vibe, they will vibe out. And I think as an artist, that's something that like really makes you look back and feel like, damn, I'm doing something right. If somebody is able to actually like get up off of their seat and be like, yo, what you just did there is outstanding. Obviously, that's not what you do it for. I mean, not me personally, because music has kind of been sort of a therapy thing, because like I tend to be a very introspective artist. Of course I can be very braggadocious, because hip-hop you need to have that bravado, but like a lot of times I'm very introspective. So some of my songs are self-reflections, but I write in a way where I'm not just speaking directly. You know, I probably would have to go deep into my memory bank of lyrics, but when somebody can take something that you were going through and you wrote it and you're like, this is how I'm feeling this moment, let me express myself, and then they relate that to themselves and they're like, yo, this song here that you made actually did this for me, and you were able to help me through this moment. That's such a beautiful thing, because the world is a crazy place, and a lot of times we may feel like we're alone.
Yeah.
And it just takes one person that is like, hey, I've been where you're at, and I understand what you're going through at this moment in time. They might not have the words to get you through that moment, but it's like just having somebody that understands is so crazy. And I think that's like the most beautiful thing about music overall. It's like it can change so many things. It can boost up your day. If you're in the gym, it'll motivate you. If you're going through a heartbreak, you listen to that song to feel that heartbreak a bit deeper and then pick yourself up. If you're going through a phase where you don't feel strong enough, you know, songs will do that for you. So like that to me is very beautiful. Like that's the most beautiful thing in the world, just being able to share what I thought was just for me, but then it goes back to other people.
Yeah.
So
do you remember your first show here
in Poland?
Yep.
Oh yeah.
How was it? How did it went?
It was insane. It was in this like tunnel. Shout out to my brother Anvar. He's a rapper from Uzbekistan. He's like one of the first people that actually put me on here.
Was it the one we were listening?
No. That was Curish.
Curish. Okay.
Yeah. We met through a show that he was doing, and I was like, yo, I make music as well. And then we chopped it up, and then he's like, yo, you make music, come here. And then we had this show, and like it was like a tunnel type of thing. Like,
what do you mean tunnel?
Like, bro, the building was as if it was under construction, and then you had like this corner thing. Like it was so small, bro. And I'm on stage, and I just prepared a playlist, bro. And seeing the reaction of the crowd, because it was songs that I had made in my bedroom and hadn't even released yet. It was just things that I was keeping to myself, but everybody was vibing. I was like, yo, this is crazy. Like some people grabbing them, like, yo. And I was like, oh man, this is a sensation that I never want to go away, because it feels it's different. It's a different sensation, and I loved it. I didn't expect that reception, to be honest, because a lot of times when you make music, you're just you don't go into the studio thinking I'm gonna make a song that's gonna do this for me. Me personally, I just make music because a beat takes me serious. Yeah.
You're doing it for yourself.
Yeah. So when somebody like relates to it, I'm just like, oh wow, I didn't expect this. It's the thing of like you get nervous. You know, I get nervous when I'm about to release a new song because you're giving a part of yourself away with each thing that you create. I have the song that I still haven't released till this day. It's called Beautiful. And it's like the lyrics so introspective. Like one of the things is like, you can show your scars and heal a broken heart. Though the world seems dark, let yourself be that light and shine so bright that you blinded my soul. And take me back home to a place that I know, where the grass is always green and the sun don't set. So that to me is just like, you know,
that's deep.
So it's like that to me, that feels so intimate.
Yeah.
That to this day, I'm still like, I don't know how to put this song out there, because it's like I'm giving so much of myself to the world, and I'm like, so that's kind of how I view art. So I always get nervous when I'm about to get on stage or when I'm about to release a new song, and then when I see people like, oh damn, I like this, and I'm like, thank you. Like I get flustered. I don't know how to take a compliment. I don't know how to receive like, hey, this is good. I'm like, thank you. It's just random.
That's crazy. I mean, that's crazy. You know, the one thing I'm really, really jealous about being an artist, like you guys have the luxury, especially when you put out like so many nice songs that really connects with you. Yeah. And when it is resonating with the audience, with the people listening to it, then when you guys go on a stage and you get the live feedback, I mean, that thing is different.
It's different, bro. Yo, because sometimes like when you're on stage, you can see the person's reaction as you say one specific thing, and it connects in their brain, and you see the reaction, and you're like, oh, okay, I hit a spot here. Let me see if I can pick that up again. It's
I always admire that. I always see that, and I'll be like, wow, this guy's lucky to get that kind of feedback in front of his own fans, like who listen to his stories and his music.
It's a powerful thing.
Yeah, that's a powerful thing. It's a powerful influence.
Yeah, being able to connect with people just like on a human level, it's a powerful thing, because a lot of times people have the tendency to feel like we are alone in this world, and when you have somebody that feels so relatable to you, you're like, okay, it's not as dark as it seems. Exactly. There is a light there. So it's one of the most powerful things in the world. Music, art, cinema, all of these things, they have such a impact on our lives that I'm like, I can never take it for granted.
Right. So before we go to the next segment, which is like the quick fire questions, I have to ask you one question where we talk about reinventing yourself, and also you coming here, you went to different cultures. I think Angola, going back to Angola, was also a different type of culture experience, because you already rinsed out the culture of Angola when you went to the US. Then coming back to the Angola is also different. Then you came to Poland as well. Different culture as well. So I wanted to ask you, how do you reinvent yourself with and there are people out there really struggling, like to reinvent, to restart, and to see their self in a different light. So I want you to say something about that.
That's a question I don't know how to answer, but I'm gonna try. I think life is about discovery, right? So that's kind of how I approach it. And whenever I talk to people, I'm always like, every day, every week, every month, I learn something new about myself. You know, the version that I feel like I am at this moment in time, 2 months from now, I might look back, I'll be like, oh, I didn't know anything about this. So that's how I always approach it with within my art as well. Like, there's moments and times where I've thought, this is the best song, this is the best photo I've ever taken. And then a month later, I do something completely different, and I'm just like, oh, I just learned this. Or even making a mistake, I'm just, oh, okay, this is how you do this. So that's kind of how I approach everything. I think life is literally just about learning and evolving, and that still comes back into my person. Especially like when you move around a lot as a kid, you're always the new thing. You know, you don't really have that thing of just like, people have childhood friends, and it's hard for me to have childhood friends because my childhood was Angola, States, Angola, Poland. So it was easy for me to just detach myself, you know. So I think that makes it easier for me. But I think for people that are struggling with this, it's like, don't be afraid of discovery. Don't be afraid of learning something new. You can always let go of the past and grow. Because if we just attach ourselves to one specific thing, it makes it hard for you to actually grow and evolve. And if you're not growing and evolving, then you're not really living and experiencing life. Because if you just stay the same for 10 plus years, where have you been your whole life? It's the same as a job. If you just stay in the same job position for 10 plus years and you haven't gotten a promotion or anything, then like, your life conditions is the same. You get the same salary, you eat the same food. It's just repetition. And I don't think life is meant to be lived that way. I don't think art is meant to be lived that way. I can't make the same song that I made 5 years ago because I was living a different experience 5 years ago. Right now I'm living a different experience. So I think it all really goes along with that. And it is easier when you have already been formatted to that, to be moving around and having to change. But at the same time, growth is the most beautiful thing in this world. When you see like let's use the gym as an example, right? When you first start the gym, you're like, you think you're the biggest because you're in the gym, you get a quick pump and you're like, yo, I'm swole right now. And then 6 months later you start discovering, oh, okay, this food group does this for me, or this exercise does this for me. And then you're like, oh, there's a change from when I started. And then a year later, you discover newer things. And then it's just like, oh, I wasn't as big or as knowledgeable as I was now. And then you reach a stage where you're like, oh, this is the best that I've ever looked. But it's like, each stage, you thought you knew exactly what you needed to know. And then you learn something new. And then it starts to become a part of you. So I think life kind of follows within that same routine. We're always going to be learning. We're always going to be growing. So you have to be open to just like let me actually learn. I don't know everything in this world. Even right now, what I'm saying might be incorrect. You know, I might be wrong about this. This is my perspective.
Yeah.
But if I can look back and be like, okay, this is what I thought at this point in time, but this actually is how things work. That's how you keep moving. Just like be open to learning, be open to growing, be open to just discovering yourself, because we're not the same and we're never going to be the same for the rest of our lives.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
So guys, there you have it. I pretty much like stand with you on whatever you said right now. And you, whenever you said being really confident in who you are right now, as of now, and also when you go forward, you will lose some part of you behind and reinvent yourself every time, and even trying a new thing, and also not being afraid to make mistakes.
Exactly.
Is also one of the part of reinventing yourself. So guys, you heard it. Now we're gonna go to the quick fire questions. The heat in this studio is crazy, so you better like this video.
Yeah, you just came back from outside, so I know you're feeling the pressure right now.
I'm feeling the pressure right now. I'm hot. All right, so this is a quick fire question. This or this, then you're gonna tell me which one you prefer.
Okay.
All right, so rap or photo shoot?
I can't answer. It depends on the month or day.
Depends on the month or day.
Yeah.
So let's say it's February.
It depends.
It depends on the day. February 21st.
Each thing brings me like different emotion.
Okay.
So like I can't really pick a favorite.
All right. So okay, let's. If you pick from this one, I'll be surprised as well. Producing or performing?
Performing.
Performing. Okay.
Yeah, producing, bro.
It's tough, right?
Oh man, shout out to all the producers in the world, bro.
Shout out to them. All right, studio or a film set?
Film set.
Okay. Lyrics or visuals?
Lyrics, because lyrics gotta make the visuals. You can't
Okay.
just have visuals and trash lyrics.
So collaboration or working alone?
I like working alone. I like being like in my own studio at times making music, and then when I feel like somebody can fit that, that's when I add them. But like most of the times I'm just like in my space.
Why do you think that though? Like, do you think having someone involved might interrupt with your creative process, or you just need the right energy in the studio with you?
For some reason, whenever I'm alone, I make the best music.
Okay.
So like if I'm just by myself and writing, I don't have like an exterior voice telling me like don't try this, don't try that. I'm much more free to just I'm gonna scream something and nobody's gonna look at me weird like
Exactly.
oh, why are you screaming? I'm like
Yeah.
I just gotta try it.
I feel it. All right. So Angola or the world?
Ooh, Angola, bro.
Okay.
Yo, we got the best food, the best dances, we got beaches, we got no, like beaches with water. Now, some people think I might be saying, but water, sand, and
I was like, yeah.
I saw the brain process, but yeah, we have like I love my people, bro. We're whenever we have trouble in life, we laugh about it. We laugh about the struggle. We laugh about problems in life, and that's just something that I love about Angola. It's like there's nothing too serious in life, so I love that. So Angola.
Yeah, shout out to Angola. And I've seen your capital city. What was the
Luanda.
name? Luanda.
Yeah.
Wow, amazing. Because I was looking at the pictures. I've never looked at the capital.
Yeah.
And I know where you're from.
Yeah.
So I was looking at the pictures.
Yeah.
Wow, it looks like Miami, bro.
I'm telling you, Angola is very hidden because like we speak Portuguese, and like,
Yeah.
the overall continent might be French or English, so it's difficult for people to be like, what is Angola?
Yeah.
Y'all speak Portuguese, y'all can't really get involved in this.
Yeah. I feel you. So now we're gonna get to the last segment of the show. This is actually my favorite segment. So Yup.
Okay.
This is a segment.
See, I thought this was like offset.
It's not offset.
Oh, okay.
This is gonna be on set. So this is a segment where we celebrate our guests. So all the time when we have guests, I know that people don't have the time or don't take the time to celebrate their own success and what they have been through to get here where they are right now.
Yeah.
So we want to give them at least some moment of time to celebrate where they come through and how they got here.
Damn.
So yeah, this is champagne to pop.
That's
So-
beautiful as hell, bro. You just gave a whole ass speech. And like, let's pop champagne.
Yeah.
Yo, that's actually very beautiful, and I appreciate you guys for having me here. And what you just said is actually very beautiful, and I truly appreciate y'all and commend y'all for the setup that y'all got going on, the conversations that you guys are bringing forward, and actually making a safe space where people are comfortable enough to just share their story or their ideas and all of these things. So I congratulate you guys as well.
Thank you very much, man. Thank you very much. Let's spot this bottle. It's,
You want to open?
I think
the
you
honors?
should. I think you should do the honors.
See, I feel like you're trying to set me up.
Nah, I'm not setting you up.
Hold on, because like you know that sound that it makes, everybody gets like a little bit nervous.
Yeah.
So I'm like, yo, he's trying to look cooler than me on camera because he's not gonna be shaking when the champagne pours. But let's try it, bro. See, now I'm taking too long.
Nah, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
All right, I got it.
Scott, you got it. Yep.
Oh, it's a calm one.
Yep. It's a calm one. Yeah, is the right way you holding it right now?
No, I'm trying to. See.
Yeah. Oh, whoa.
See? now I just lost all the
No, the aura.
cool bravado that I
Oh,
had
the
on camera. I saw it go. Nah, that's crazy.
Nah.
See, I knew it was a setup.
Nah. It was not a setup.
No, that's fine.
This
That's
never happened
fine.
in a long time.
This never happened?
In a long time.
Damn.
It happened before,
Oh,
but
shit.
in a long time. No. I never
cold.
thought it was gonna. But it is hot inside here.
Oh, so maybe
that's
with
why the gas. Yeah, the gas just erupted.
All right, go ahead. You want to serve it?
Yeah, let me serve it.
Fire.
Let me serve it.
Oh. This is non-alcoholic or is it alcoholic?
It have 10%.
That's calm.
Yeah,
I'm not
so-
going to the gym anymore.
So
Again,
cheers
cheers.
for all the achievements and
Thank you
for
so
all the
much,
things that you have achieved until this point. So many more success for
Yes,
you.
sir.
And I'm pretty sure I'm gonna see you in a much bigger stage,
sir.
and you're gonna come here to tell us about it again.
I was actually going to say that. We got to come back in like a year's time and see the progress. Because
see the progress. Yeah,
I think like this show as well is going to go so much further and it's going to get so much bigger because you guys have actually created such a safe space for people to have a conversation. And I really commend you guys for that. So cheers to you guys as well. And
Cheers.
to much more success, man.
Thank you, man.
No worries.
Much more success.
Oh, this is fire.
Yes.
Fire.
So this is nice. This is really good, amazing conversations.
Yeah.
And before we shut things down, I want you to tell where people can find you.
So you can find me on Instagram at long.live.apollo. You can also find me on all digital streaming platforms, Long Live Apollo. It's why I chose the name, so it's easier for y'all to actually navigate. And if you are an artist, creative, model, or you got a business or anything like that, I am also a creative director, photographer, video director. So Cultivision is the brand that I'm running now. So if you need to, sharpen up your image, get things flowing, hit me up as well. So thank you so much for having me.
All right. Thank you very much for coming, guys. You've heard it. So yeah, it was an amazing conversation. And if you're still locked in and still tuned in, you just have to like, share, and subscribe to this channel. So thank you very much for watching. Have a wonderful night or day. It depends on when are you
what time of the day
yeah,
you're
what
tuned
time of the day you're tuned in.
Yo,
So have a good one, guys. Bye bye.